Night mode is what it says.
Brightness, you told me not to go all the way to the top for the other ones.
Yes.
Same on this one.
If you set it to 10, eventually the screen will overheat and become unresponsive to touch. Keep it at 9. At night you'll be down at like 3. Otherwise it's too blinding and you lose your night vision.
Right.
If you want to clean the screen, touch lock. If you want to set up wireless connectivity.
Right.
To turn the radar on and off, but there are other controls that I normally use. I've never synchronized my data.
Synchronized with what?
So you can, if you've downloaded C maps onto your phone, for example, you can record all your depth soundings,
I see.
your route, everything else, and then you can synchronize and upload all that data.
I see.
And Navionics uses the data in its charts
Okay.
to update depth soundings and that kind of thing.
All right.
So what I found was that having the wireless function is not particularly useful. So what I hoped I'd be able to do is, be sitting in bed, and if I heard a funny noise, be able to, if Jenny was up here, be able to just look at the instruments on my phone. But in fact, you've got to start pressing buttons, and it's much quicker just to walk up the stairs.
I see.
And when I've tried to download updates over it, the message you get back is just download not available. So I've just disconnected my wireless functionality. And actually, I don't know what the instrument bar is. I've never touched that. It's quite interesting showing around the boat how many things I've never actually used. So Naviops is down there.
So that's what we were looking at so far.
Exactly.
Have we finished all the options in Navio?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Charts will come to because it's the most detail. That has no data. The radar I keep in standby most of the time. If you're going to be off the boat a long time, turn it off. It takes a few minutes to warm up if you do. You can set the guard zones from here.
Okay, so how do they work? It's from the guard zones for the radar. So if you've got any object coming within this range,
yes,
you've got an alarm, and you've got. Why do you have 2 zones basically?
Yeah, but sorry, let me. So let's put on transmit. It's going to go mad. But so they're the guard zones. You can say, all right, we'll just have guard zone 1.
Right.
In fact, I want to have a circle. This is too close, so let's extend the range out a few miles. And if you want to change the depth, you can like that. Right, there we go. There's your new guard zone.
Okay, what was the depth? Sorry.
The depth is the thickness of the circle.
Okay. So anything that comes within half a mile to 1 mile radius and over 180 degrees, so basically forward.
Yeah.
Or it's not 360.
It is exactly this. It
So
is 360.
Why does it say plus 179?
Plus minus 179.
But plus or minus?
Yes.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Okay. It'll highlight vessels where it looks like there is a collision.
That's the AIS side, yes.
Yeah, and I'm sure you. Okay, well, where's it? Let's just try that in chart. I've got this in night mode, which let's just get an AIS vessel there. So if you thought maybe this is on a collision course, Firstly, you get speed over ground and course over ground.
Right.
And then here it'll tell you closest point we're going
Approach.
to, and the time to the closest point.
Right.
And then you can
Call them.
Call them
it has the
specifically.
MMSI call straight.
yes.
Okay,
Okay.
that's very convenient.
Very convenient. So the tanker can tell you, I'm not getting out your way. You do what you like. So the little those bars there show you, I think it's over 30 minutes,
I see.
where the ship will be in 30 minutes time.
I see.
So if you are on a collision course,
That's very nice.
you can visualize it.
Nice feature.
Okay. Sail steer. I find this a very,
Let me see. So you've got the true wind direction
yeah.
here. So we're heading. What's our?
If you
Okay. Yes. Okay. Roughly due south. Okay. Almost 200 degrees. All right. All right. So the true wind, yes, is coming. The current wind is the same. So true wind direction comes. It's not exactly matching.
so our course is 253. We're pointing 253, and the wind coming from 122. So the distance, this gap is 130 degrees.
Okay. And what's this little symbol here? Moving?
That I've forgotten.
Suddenly a screen you have to get used to here.
Yes.
Um,
If you have a waypoint and you've done go to the waypoint, it'll show that on here.
I see.
And you can set it to steer to a waypoint, which I don't do because it's I just like to make that manual step. But that'll show on there. This one I've just forgotten.
If you say steer to waypoint, would you get an alarm if there is a something along the way, like?
I don't know. I've never used
tried.
it. No.
Okay. I tend not to use this mode either. But what if, let's say, you're in wind mode?
Yeah.
And if you're headed towards a danger zone, would you get an alarm?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I've sailed in wind mode. I've never had an alarm.
Okay.
But I've also never got into a danger zone.
Right. Very good.
Okay. And yeah, you can edit and all the rest of it.
Oh, you get the tide information is available here on the
Yes.
charts?
And you can add it to the charts. Initially, when I did, I just landed up with so much data, the chart became
I see.
unreasonable, so I cleaned it all off again.
I see.
So you could put wind and tide and predict wind weather and everything else on there as well. You can do a course and predict wind and upload it
I see.
and say, let's follow this course,
Right,
but
right. Okay.
I prefer
But
to.
do you have like a special screen for looking at tide levels and high tide, low tide type of thing?
Yes,
And perhaps current information?
yes. So,
yeah, I see
yeah,
it.
why don't we come to those? So just covering off sail steer,
Right.
yeah, I think that's
Yes.
okay. Charts then. Let's put this into day mode. And let's turn
The radar off.
the radar off. So there. Okay. So X centers the boat.
Okay. Zoom in.
Very
and
good.
out. Yes.
Zoom in and out.
Right.
Opens the autopilot
I see.
and closes it again. Or doesn't close it again.
It stays on. Okay.
It stays on. A little quirk is when you get rid of the autopilot, you have to look at where this orange box is.
Uh-huh.
So I've closed the autopilot,
Right.
but it is
It's
the
still-
orange box.
Right.
The autopilot is active.
Right.
So if I change this, I'm changing the direction.
Oh,
So-
that's a tricky one.
Many a time I've zoomed and gone
Yeah,
through
you told me
180
that
degrees.
yesterday, yes. So how do you get rid of completely the orange box when you think it's off? It's not.
So when you close it,
Right.
you tap there, then the orange box.
Oh, it becomes.
This is the active part of the screen.
The active screen as a. I
Then
see.
that becomes the active screen.
Wow, that's good. Good to know. Yes, it can be tricky.
Yeah.
It's a great one to know. You told me about this yesterday.
This is to create a waypoint, and that is to,
So you created a waypoint here, and then you validate the creation.
and then you open it there.
Okay.
And then you can say, let's go there.
Okay.
Okay. Normally, when you are, I mean, I'm sure you have your own technique. I find it very useful when we drop the anchor just to create a waypoint there. So in the middle of the night, the boat's moved around, the anchor's caught around some coral, Jenny's standing on the front deck going, go that way, no, go that way, no,
And
go, come.
You know exactly where.
And
to
I
go.
actually know where the anchor is in the end.
yes, it's-
And so we just,
Yes, it's great. And do you use any anchor alarm here if you're drifting or if you're?
I have one on my
dragging the anchor?
phone.
Yeah, I use this. I use one on my phone too.
yeah. You can set it up with a
So-
cone.
Uh-huh.
So if it allows you to move around,
Uh-huh.
but if, for instance, there's a boat next door to you don't want to get too close to or something like that, you can set the alarm on the phone more precisely.
Mm-hmm.
The alarm on here, as far as I remember, just is a radius from the anchor.
Mm-hmm.
So it tells you if it's dragging, but not if you've swung around
Mm-hmm.
and gone into danger.
Okay.
Okay, obviously all customizable. All the bits over here. The thing I find useful is to put radar overlay on.
Overlay. Mm-hmm.
Just because every now and then you miss a little fishing boat or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, and it helps to be able to
Yep.
pick up things like that. I mean, the list of options there is endless. The honest truth is I hardly use them.
Right. It's almost too complicated.
It's almost too much.
Yeah, it's almost too much. It's great, I think, that you can personalize all these screens and you've got all the functions if you need them.
Yeah.
But it's a bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. When the video is fixed, that'll give you the view from
Yes. Forward.
up there. I don't know how useful this information is. Gives you a time plot of,
Yeah, whatever you may need.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
again, I've honestly
Yeah,
never
not
really
very
used the
useful,
wind
no.
plot. When forward scan is working, that should tell you something.
Yes. Okay.
And
and wind plot. What is the?
so,
I see.
yeah,
It
it just-
okay.
so if you suspect the wind is veering or backing,
Mm.
you can look back and see has it been consistently moving in that direction.
I see. Interesting.
Okay.
Very advanced info.
Then this left-hand menu here. So first for waypoints,
Right.
when we're trying to figure out our journey down here, I just put put in all of the potential options to go to. And so at any one time you can look and go, what is the bearing for
Right,
that?
right.
Am I
How
going to
long did
make it on this
take?
tack?
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of thing.
Right, of course.
Okay. You can create a new one. You can sort them in some way. Clear them.
Right.
Let's say you've decided to go to Anguilla. As soon as you say go to,
It points to
there. Okay. You can turn waypoints into a route, and you can track.
Right.
I keep tracks turned on that screen because it's very useful when you've come into a complicated anchorage at night, in the day.
Yeah, if you need to leave at night.
And
in a
you
hurry.
need to leave at night, you can follow your own route
Yes.
out again.
Yes.
And if I forget to set the waypoint for the anchor, also the apex of the triangle is normally where the anchor is.
Right.
You asked about tides.
Nice. Very nice.
I mean, in here the tides are.
Yeah, very low.
It's not like Brittany or.
No.
So, I think the only. So, when you turn the system off, so you've arrived at your destination, so you want to turn the instruments off,
Right.
and you put the anchor light on,
Right.
and then after about 20 seconds, it'll register,
Okay.
and I'll tell you that.
Right. Only once.
Yeah, as soon as you close it then.
That's good.
Okay. So let's put those back on again, and unfortunately we'll have to log in again. So the alarms, so it just keeps a until we've logged in, it'll keep telling us that is the issue. Shallow water is set at 1.2 meters under the keel.
Okay.
Okay, I'll need to go and clear that. It's going to start beeping at us, and this is where you can
Select which alarms you want.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. I actually don't know what this is. I assume it's all the vessels that it's picked up on.
By AIS,
Yeah.
and you can send a message or get a status of all of them.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Again, I've never actually. We were going very fast that day.
Interesting.
So we have average we've done 5,500 knots, miles. An average of 5.9, which is quite interesting. Okay. So moonrise,
Whoa, very fancy.
which is handy. So this is,
Memory card.
yes. So when you do an update, you put the card in there, and it'll read our memory card top, and then you open it up and it'll be an update, and you do the update.
Okay. So is it B&G sending the updates to you, or how? When do you get them, or
Your broker.
your broker does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never actually used that. And if you want to transfer data backwards and forwards, that's how you would do it.
Okay.
There's an app that you need to get. It's all a bit clunky. I just kind of gave up.
Okay.
I'm sure actually it may be that with the latest update the connectivity
Is better.
I know they've launched a new app,
Okay.
so hopefully that is better. If you can make that work and you can download updates over the air, that's going to save you a lot of hassle.
Okay.
Okay. Don't know why you would try and phone from here to connect to your own phone, but and if you want to buy shit, this is where you do it. Again, why you would no idea. And then settings. So most of the time you're landing up, when it comes to customizing the chart, these are all
Right.
the various things. Like I say, my experience was I landed up going, oh, that would be good to know, that'd be good to know.
And it's way too much.
And you land up with so much data, you eventually
Right.
clear it all and start again.
Right.
If you want to connect to wireless, this is where you can do it.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to, I keep my track in predict wind, but if you want to keep tracks, you can log it all
Okay.
over there. Okay, I think. And then the final thing is, Jenny likes this screen. If she's here at night, better than the overlay because it's more obvious if there's something over there.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly when you are 100 miles offshore,
Yes.
and the radar is just there to go, is there another vessel
That's right.
within 18 miles in any direction?
Yes, this is all you need. I used to have an overlay like this on my instruments, and I liked this because I could see if there was a squall coming.
Yes.
Very useful to.
Yes.
Oh, let me try to avoid that once. It was the best was this.
Yes.
Tracking the squalls was amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I didn't know when it told me about this. And I just like, oh my God, there's some huge thing out there.
Yes.
And it looks like a cancer cell. And just, it must be that. And it is a squall. And that's, I didn't know that's how you use this thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you get a lot of bad echoes when the seas have a bit rough?
Yes. Yes. You can adjust.
The filter?
Yes. What I find is that obviously everything with AIS is great. Wooden fishing boats, you need to be very close to before it notices that they're there.
Right. They don't have any radar reflectors or anything. So.
Nothing. All of which being said, the times when you're doing long passages offshore, there are very few wooden fishing boats around.
Yeah, that's right. That's when you do coastal cruising at night. You've got to be careful.
Yeah. It picks up, any like a navigation buoy, anything that's got a pick that up. Yeah. In very rough seas, its effectiveness decreases, so it's much more effective in calm seas. So it's an aid. It's not infallible.
Agreed. Very nice.
Okay.
Yes.